brain. We are happy to have two guests here that know exactly what it's like. And so they're going to tell you some behind-the-scenes stories. They're going to take your questions. In the past, you've known one of them as Jane Cobb. You know the other as Lieutenant Tom Paris. Nowadays, you know them as Agent John Casey. And a Chuck producer and director. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge Phoenix welcome to Adam Baldwin and Robert Duncan McNeill.
Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody. I think this says Serenity in Chinese, but I can't read it. Wow.
There are a lot of Firefly and Serenity fans here. I can't believe it.
We should have had you on that show. If I'd have known you would have been on that show.
I wish I could have been on that show. You guys, the fans of your show are...
They're almost like the fans of Chuck.
Almost.
This is my boss. I have to be nice to him.
Yes.
On camera.
I said in my panel yesterday, the best part of my job is I get to boss around Adam Baldwin without getting shot. So, it's great.
With Vera. You know, the funny thing about Vera, it's not, I mean, it's a pretty gun, and it has, you know, Callahan, all the lock, thorough gauge, and all that stuff.
What? It's a
gun I trade for the girl.
Okay, then yeah, I get that. All the lock, other stuff I don't know.
But it's not that good a gun. It's got all kinds of sharp corners. It's no scar, that's for sure. Those Arizonans out here, I love Arizona. But Vera's a pretty gun. I wish I could have gotten it. It was 10 grand. It would have been a great collector's piece to put up on the wall. But they wouldn't let me have it.
I saw a replica today. Is that the gun you're talking about?
No, that was the pistol. That was my little, I had a name for it, but I called it Boot.
Boot? Oh, nice.
Boot.
Okay.
So we're going to be...
big old Bowie knife I call Binky.
Didn't you name one of your guns on Chuck?
My security Binky. Yeah, I tried to name the minigun that I used, Daisy.
Daisy, that's right.
It didn't make the cut. Sort of an homage.
Yeah, we got to do that this season. We'll first of done this season. We'll find a way to sneak it in there.
Right. And can we talk about what you were talking about in the bar last night?
I don't remember what I was talking about.
We had a lovely encounter with Mr. Stanley. I came in at the tail end of the conversation, but Robbie was there talking a little longer. But
I'm a recruiter, let's just say that. I like to recruit new talent for Chuck. Yeah.
Yeah, and Stan was there talking about the show, how fun it was to be here. And,
Yeah, we just started talking about, getting some ideas from Stan on new characters for Chuck. And, he's a very smart character creator. So, and he also won an acting award here yesterday, I think.
Chuck's difficult to talk about because it's this secret thing. It's really even more difficult to talk about season 5 because it hasn't been written yet. We're back there desperately texting the bosses, the Uber bosses writing the stuff going, so what should we tell them? About season 5. Just say it's awesome.
Yeah. It's gotta be, Josh Schwartz texted back, tell him it's going to be awesome. Which I have no doubt it will be awesome. Yeah.
With awesome?
With awesome, yes. Ladies, there, a little for the ladies, would be awesome.
Yeah, you should try to recruit like Nathan Fillion. I know he's on a competing network on another show, but I think he can still do a guest spot. He and Zach have become good buddies too.
Jewel!
The two of them. Yeah, Jewel will get rid of Moreno. Press you, Justin. Moreno is Jane's love interest in Jane's mind. Not in Joss Whedon's mind. No. What else?
What else you got?
We're going to throw out some questions to you guys in the audience. There is a microphone right here. Please, if you have any questions, line up and you can ask anything you like. Why don't we start while they're lining up talking about how you each got involved with the show?
I'll tell my story real quick how I got involved with Chuck. I had worked with Mick G and his company a couple of times. I did a pilot for them that didn't get picked up a few years back. I directed Supernatural early in the first season. I directed The OC with Josh Schwartz, so I kind of knew all those guys from other projects. And when Chuck was about to get picked up, I got a call from Mick G. He said, I want you to look at this pilot because we need a director to be there full time, and I think it's a good fit for you. And 10 minutes into watching this pilot that they shot, I was hooked. I just thought, there's nothing I can imagine that could be more fun than working on this show. So that's how I got involved in it, and I've been there since we started the series part.
I got involved through the normal audition process and network and studio testing, and Schwartz and Fedak, I guess they had seen Firefly and they liked that too, so they thought, oh, he'd be good because we're going to give him a lot of weapons. And then you go in and you audition and you just, you have to be funny in the room. I think I pulled it off, so I'm
Yeah.
Wait, I want to ask you one question.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question about, have you done much comedy before, Chuck? Because he is so good at the detail in these scenes. There's little moments, and we did the thing in the British countryside with the tea. You started sniffing the tea. You didn't trust that it was poison, and it was brilliant. And I built off of that in editing a whole sequence around the room of cutting to everybody, paranoid about the tea, and it just became the funniest little bit. And Adam is so good at finding these little nuggets that are unexpected. Did you do comedy much before this?
Firefly was comedy. Daybreak was not a comedy. I mean, that was not a comedy. Inside was not a comedy. X-Files was not a comedy.
Full Metal?
DC Cab, DC Cab, I was just a dumb kid way back when, surrounded by Mr. T and Gary Busey. All these Bill Maher and these crazy comedians, I was overwhelmed then, but Angel was not funny.
Full Metal!
Full Metal.
Angel was funny. Angel was great. I tried to Patriot was hilarious. We're in the church, Captain. How do I make this funny?
Something else I don't forget during this panel. There's a small world story that I told Adam, and I don't think you remember this, but when I was about 18 or so in New York City, I used to fly home. I was trying to be an actor in New York, go to school, and I used to fly into Newark Airport and take the bus from Newark back to the city. And yay, Newark! Anyway, one day, anyway, so I'm taking the bus back. I'm like 18 years old, and I'm taking the bus back, and there's Adam Baldwin, an actor that I had seen in the movie My Bodyguard just recently, and an actor I thought was incredibly talented and a relative peer of mine, and I see him on the bus, and so I went up to him and I said, And I started talking to him. I said, I just want to say how much I loved you and my bodyguard, and I'm trying to be an actor. And we had a very nice conversation on the bus. He doesn't remember this. He was very nice to me, he didn't shoot me. And I just thought that was such a cool moment for me that he doesn't remember.
Now that you describe it, I have described it, I've thought back, and I remember those bus trips back and forth between Newark Airport.
Yeah.
And that vaguely sounds vague.
And it's true. True story.
Even though I'll tell you a true story that happened to me the other night, I dreamt about you. I really did.
Here we go.
And it was the silliest little thing. We were in the courtyard of the show where the people live in the apartment building. And Robbie, I was tweeting or something, and Robbie walks over and he goes, Adam, there's this line you're going to have to do over ADR, automated dialogue replacement. Looping. You're going to have to redo this line. I said, what line? He goes, well, there's this word that you say in there that is supposed to be scripted, and you're supposed to say stupid, but it sounds like stupid. It's got a V in there. We need to get rid of it. I said, what do you mean? Well, you said, that's really stupid. I said, well, that's just the way Casey was mocking the idiocy of someone else with the specificity of what it was, but you were adamant about getting me to redo this line. I'm getting this sort of I like that word. And you're like, no, there's a V in it, and the suits want you to change it. It sounds like stupid. There's a V, and I don't know why.
Stupid.
It stuck with me like I was from Newark or something. Oh yeah, I was channeling my inner Josh Gomez. But I told my son that, he giggled for an hour. Because it's stupid. My dad is stupid. I'm dreaming about it.
Oh, we dream about each other. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. And on that note, I wanted to ask you one final question. What process did you go through in order to direct your first episode of TV or movie, or what was your first directing job, and how did you do it?
I was on Star Trek Voyager, playing the role of Tom Paris, and I had been on a series a couple years before called Going to Extremes, and it was a medical show. We made 22 episodes. It was Josh Brand and John Falsey that created Northern Exposure and I'll Fly Away, and a lot of shows that were popular back then. Anyway, we're making this show that we shot in Jamaica, and not Jamaica Queens, but Jamaica in the Caribbean.
Jamaica Mom.
Yeah, Yaman. And I was married at the time, and I had my first kid. She was 2 years old, and everybody else is out partying and doing what people do in Jamaica. I'll leave that up to you guys to. But I didn't feel like doing that, so I was like, I'm going to learn something else, and I spent that year in '92 observing all the directors that came through and kind of asking them questions and going on some scouts. And so cut to '94, I'm doing Star Trek Voyager, and day one of the pilot, I'm walking away from filming, and Rick Berman, who was running the whole Star Trek franchise at the time, was walking away with me, and I said, Rick, I want to direct, and observing and trying to, and he kind of laughed. He said, yeah, maybe in season 5 or 6 or something. I went, no, I want to direct season 1. And he laughed even harder. I said, I've been observing, and I said, I've been on so many shows that don't last more than one season, and I know this is Star Trek, and I know everybody says it's going to run forever, but I want to direct in season 1. I'll do whatever it takes. And I just bugged him, and I'd go to meetings, I'd go to screenings, and I didn't, he was right, I didn't direct season 1. But I directed season 2. Earlier.
All right, season 2, you got it.
Yeah, exactly. It had enough of me. It was actually thanks to Jonathan Frakes that I directed, because Jonathan was supposed to be directing an episode, and he had to back out at the very last minute to direct the feature First Contact, the Star Trek feature. And so when he went to do the movie, I stepped in to do his episode for last minute. So it's thanks to him. That's it. A pesterer. Oh God, he's gonna start pestering me. I see what I tricked me again.
That's stupid.
On that note, we're going to throw it to the audience.
Gee, thanks. I'm Casey from Down the Road Show. It's a pleasure to be here. We recently had Mark Christopher Lawrence on our podcast, and he was a treat. You guys have an open invitation to come be on our show as well.
Thank you very much.
I would give you guys the same question I ask everybody, both of you. Who's your favorite superhero? Who's your favorite villain? And who inspires you in life? Who's your real life hero? Besides Ronald Reagan.
You go first.
Oh God! Favorite superhero? Favorite superhero? I like Batman. Batman. I find him a very complicated person. I like the fact that he's as real a human as you can be without any particular magical powers, but yet he finds a way to be a real superhero. So I like Batman. What was the other one?
Villain?
Villain.
Borg.
The Borg? The Borg. My favorite villains are the Borg. I know it's not a comic book, but does that count?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The Borg from Star
I said
Trek.
Darth Vader, anything works.
Oh, okay.
Who inspires you in life?
I think the Borg are my favorite villains. They were a really interesting bad guy.
And is there a real life actor, director, anyone out there who inspires you?
Adam Baldwin. Was
That's the right answer.
How about you, Adam?
Like Batman, I'm a capitalist. It's interesting. I would go with either Iron Man or Captain America. Or Superman, because I've had the opportunity to do Superman.
Yeah! Oh, do it, please!
For the voice. Villain?
Dr. Horrible.
Yeah, Nishka would be great. I love Nishka. Michael Fairman's a great actor. God, he was just hilarious. I'd go with Darth Vader. And he inspires me in my life, my kids, and my wife.
Okay, next question.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and my question's for Adam. Okay, so I grew up watching The Adventures of Jackie Chan, and I wanted to know how you got the part of Captain Black.
I played Finn, right? Did I do Captain Black as well?
Yep. I believe so.
It was a long time ago. I remember doing Finn, mostly. And I just kind of played like surfer dude, you know? That was just another audition. You just walk in and read lines and say, yeah, okay, we like your voice. Can you do it different? But he was sort of a minor character, but I'm glad you watched that. The residual feelings.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
It's amazing, I have to say, with like Adam, when you ask him these questions, I can empathize because Adam's a real veteran actor. Sometimes people ask me questions. I've been doing this a long time. And you guys remember more than I do. You know, you guys, we make it, we put it out there, but you guys own it and you kind of interpret it. And you know it better than us. So yeah. You've done a lot of work, Adam.
Thanks. Yeah, that's nice.
All right, sorry, it's a little interjection.
It's comforting. It's soothing.
Even though we disagree about a lot of things, which we may get into in front of all of you or not, you never know. But it's nice, we respect
We're
you.
like Shreddy stars.
Yes.
Go ahead, Shreddy.
Tiny question, yes.
What do you like about that?
What do we like about Chuck?
Yeah.
The guy who plays Chuck is Zach Levi, and he is. In Firefly, you had Nathan Fillion. The show was basically on his shoulders. Same thing for Zach. He's the leader of our department. He's got the entire show on his shoulders. He does all kinds of physical work and comedy work, and he's got the bulk of dialogue, and he's in practically every scene. And this is a guy who, he leads with love, and he leads with hard work, and he's dedicated and he's passionate, and he really cares about what we're doing, and he makes it inspiring to go to work every day. And when I first got the job, I said, wow, do you think he's got a shot? My manager said to me, who knows, you know, the guy playing Chuck, if they fall in love with that guy, the show will go. And they did. I mean, we've been on the bubble for a while, but still, I think if it weren't for Zach Levi, that the show wouldn't be around anymore. So that's what I love about Chuck.
I would second that. I think Zach is a really unique, one-of-a-kind kind of lead actor on the show. He's led with love, he's led with his heart and his soul, and he's a great guy. I would also add to the other thing I love about Chuck. I'll add two other things I love about Chuck. One other thing I love is our crew. Our crew. Bob Field, are you here? Where's Bob? Where is he? Look, stand up, Bob Field. That's our gaffer from Chuck. Bob Field, ladies and gentlemen. Bob and everybody else that works on our crew, it's the best crew I've ever worked with. They're funny, they accomplish things, they accomplish things that I don't know any other crew that could do it, and they do it with a sense of humor, and they're incredible. And so,
and the hours that these guys put in on their feet, and the electric and the camera and the grips, these guys are on their feet for 16 hours a day with just maybe an hour for lunch. And they don't complain, they don't whine. You know, I mean, they might get a little grumpy sometimes, who doesn't, but especially at 3 or 4 in the morning on Saturday morning, right, Bob? It's just not a fun time. But, and that's why it's always enjoyable when we get a director like Robbie. He's very cognizant of that, getting the day in on a Monday, starting at 7 and getting out of there within 12 hours so that we're not working into the wee hours of Friday night. And
everybody, we take care of each other on the show. I mean, we try to look out for the crew. They look out for us. The actors are. It's a great cast. I mean, besides Zach, Adam's amazing. Yvonne has grown into an incredible actress. Josh Gomez, Mark Christopher Lawrence, Scott Krinsky, Vic Sahai. All of them are incredible.
Oh, Vic's a jerk.
Right. Yeah, you're right. All right, forget I said that. But
Yeah, that's already on Twitter.
I joke with Vic all the time because he's like, oh God, I'm going to end up on the Hollywood Squares with Scott. So I keep saying, yeah, Scott and Lester to block. He goes, not only do I have second billing now, but he gets his real name and I'm just my character. Scott and Lester. It's one of those slowly I turn moments.
it's hilarious. Vic is so.
He's so talented. Very
So talented and so neurotic. It's incredible. It's incredible.
But he really brings it. He's amazing.
Everybody does. The whole cast is great, and like I said, our crew's phenomenal. And the last thing I was going to say, the other thing I love about Chuck is we wouldn't have been here for 5 years now without you guys. Without the fans. That's the other thing I love. I love the fans of this show.
Okay, next.
Hi, my question is for Adam. My question is...
Why are you filming yourself? That's really weird. Here I am asking the question.
She's going to tweet it right now.
My question is, what is it that you took away from working with Stanley Kubrick and working on Full Metal Jacket?
Thank you for that question. I was 23 when I got the job, and I worked on my bodyguard in an army jacket. And I asked Stanley later, I said, why'd you hire me? Did you like my audition tape that I sent in? Because everyone sent in audition tapes, he collected thousands of them, and basically taped over them to use as extra footage. It's so cheap. Funny story. He would send these audition tapes to his mother in New York. She would tape the Yankee games and have them diplomatic pouched back to him so he could watch them the next day. So he would say it was a code of silence on the set. Anyone near him couldn't talk about the Yankee playoff games, otherwise you'd be in big trouble. But I asked him, so why'd you hire me? He said, well, I saw that movie, My Bodyguard. I like the way you look in that army jacket. I said, well, did you watch your audition tape? Because I spent a lot of time like, no, I never watched those things. He taught me patience. Because we were young kids, we weren't patient. We were used to working on shows that would be done in 2 weeks or 50 days maximum. We were there for months and months and months and months, not knowing that was going to be the deal. And he was more patient than we were, but he had wisdom. And one thing I regret most is not having the experience to appreciate what was happening while it was happening. Oh, this is great! Wow, we're doing the Kubrick movie. Woo! Everything's going to be like this from now on. Top of the world. And meanwhile, we're complaining. God, it's 9 months later. We're still here. And one of those scenes took a month to do. We're sitting on the wall. It took a month to do one scene. And we're young, and it's getting cold, and we're impatient, cranky, and we're complaining. Working 6-day weeks, 14-hour days, and had I had the wisdom that I think I do now, I would have appreciated it more while it was happening and chronicled it. That's why Matthew Modine's book, Full Metal Jacket Diary, is something, and I hope you get a chance to look at it if you're interested in the lore of Full Metal Jacket. He did a great job. He was always taking notes and taking he's a good photographer. So he did a really great job there. And the stories he tells, he's very self-deprecating. He explains what an idiot he was and what an idiot I was and the other cast members, and what a tyrant Stanley could be, and what a wonderful, loving individual Stanley could be, and a great chess player and an animal lover.
Is this book, is that a book that's just the diary entries, or did he kind of use them and rewrite it as a narrative kind of book?
It's a little of both.
Yeah.
And then it has some great photographs in there. And I think he's doing a multimedia, or he's trying to get together a multimedia presentation of it.
He's an interesting guy. Matthew Modine, I saw a documentary he made when he was filming that pirate movie with Gina Davis. Can't remember the name of the movie. Do you remember the one?
Cutthroat Island?
Yes, that one. Everybody's heard the ones and just was like, rah, 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 rah. Yeah, but he made a documentary. He actually filmed on black and white, a little black and white 16mm camera, these silent shots, and made a little short film when he was doing Cutthroat Island. And it sounds like he's an interesting guy that way. He's very aware of the process as it's going. You're right. It's a great quality.
Okay, next.
Hi. I just graduated film school, though. Thanks for acknowledging your crew. That's so awesome.
Yeah, congratulations.
My question is for Mr. Baldwin. I am a huge fan of Chuck and Firefly, but I have to say I'm an even greater fan of your blog and your Twitter. And you're just really inspiring to me as I want to go in this industry, and just your thoughts on things in the world. So I just want to let you know that. And my question is, when Chuck's over, it's more of a rhetorical plea. Would you consider running for president? Because I would vote for
No, too many skeletons. Never happened.
California senator, Arizona governor.
That stuff I don't want to go into. Thanks for asking.
We like skeletons in Arizona.
No, gosh, can you imagine being constrained in an office like that, where you can't really speak your mind, and to craft things? Be careful, you one wrong word and it's Weiner Gate. Not this guy. I got it in.
I know, you did. You got it in. We were... see how long we can go without getting a couple political things in there.
She started. Go ahead.
Okay, what is the possibility of getting any Voyager alum on this final season? And are you going to have Casey mention Bin Laden in any of the first few episodes? Or
Well, you know,
put
it was
anything up in Castle?
You know, it was amazing, you know, the Bin Laden target in our finale. The timing of that was incredible. I mean, we shot the finale way back when. What are your thoughts on that, Adam?
I was out of town that weekend.
It's just a TV show.
It's a great cover.
And the first question I asked?
Oh, the Voyager actors. Well, we have Bob Picardo on the show, on Chuck. I would love to see some Voyager actors on the show. Maybe we get Jerry Ryan, a little 7 Italian. Something. We'll figure it out. I'm planning on doing some recruiting. You won't be disappointed this year. We'll get some good guest stars, cameos. Yeah.
Hi, I loved Tom Paris on Voyager. Voyager was what got me into Star Trek to begin with, so lots of appreciation for that. And of course, Jane Cobb on Firefly, fantastic. My question really is, since you seem like a clever lot of people, what kind of pranks have you gotten into on the set?
Pranks? We're very serious. Professional.
Real pranky.
Pranks. You know, this is the kind of question that's always asked, and I never feel prepared.
Yeah, we're too busy doing our job. Pranking people unless it's Vic. Vic's funny. He's not really pranks, but he likes to wrestle or something.
He does. He gets very physical with you.
I know.
He loves you.
I know. It's sort of his mentor. Come here, Vic. Throwing fists. You're up to something.
Pranks.
I'm sure Zach and Josh could come up with some.
I'm sure they could. They would probably come up with God. Okay.
Blank.
I know, I'm drawing a blank too right now.
Sorry.
I mean, it's a Bob, help us out here, Bob.
No, he's got
I mean, it's a fun set. It's a ridiculously funny set, but there's so much of it. I don't know that we retain it because it's just kind of it happens organically, and we, you know.
At least a funny story then.
Funny story. A funny story. You know, a couple seasons back, I forget which season premiere. There was a scene where Chuck races up to a rooftop and his pants fall down, and we got to cutting it all together. His underwear wasn't very funny. And so we wanted funnier underwear, so we actually shot a green screen guy with funny underwear on, and we put the funny underwear on Zach, and it was CG underwear. So it's the first time I ever did CG comedy underwear on the show, but we did it. So.
Do you remember what was on the underwear?
I don't know. It wasn't funny.
It was like hearts or something? Was it?
I can't even remember. It might have it was either a pattern or it might have just been white boxers, but he kind of had on like manly underwear. And it was not funny. And, so Dan Curry, our genius in the effects department, and we had a green suited guy with funny boxer shorts on, and I don't know, that just came in my mind. I don't know what that means. Thinking about Zach's underwear.
Stupid.
Stupid.
Okay, good.
Okay, hi.
Hi. So this is for Mr. Baldwin. We were wondering if you've ever had this happen to you before.
Jane, the man they call Jane. A man and he gave him what more. Asked for him now, ain't hard to The hero of Campton, the man they call Dave.
Before?
This close, and almost got out of this. Thank you for that rendition.
That was beautiful.
That song is going to haunt me the rest of the life. I actually came up with a story that says Joss told me I can't sing it anymore. So I used to say, yeah, Joss said I can't do it anymore. And he came up to me and said, I never told you that. I said, I know, but I knew it makes sense. Blame you, blame the boss. Sorry, Joss.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, my name's Kayla, and can you say hi to Zach and Josh and Yvonne?
Yes.
For you?
Yeah.
Text them.
It's Michaela? With Michaela?
Yes.
Okay, it's Michaela. Okay. How old are you, Michaela?
9?
9. Okay. Are you from Phoenix?
Yeah.
You're from here? Okay. We'll tell them. We'll tell them.
There you go, you're famous now.
All right, well, he's texting. Michaela, this could take a while. He's got an iPhone, so, you know. You know what I meant by that? I just knew that it would get a response. Yes, sir.
Mr. Baldwin, I was going to ask Josh for a part in the Avengers.
What's that?
Say again?
Are you going to ask Josh Whedon for a part in the Avengers?
Oh. I'm looking at Chuck.
Oh, okay.
Aaron. Good. He's the best director we have. No, guys, that's the wrong beat. It's not a down beat, it's an up.
It's a happy thing.
Would you read the script?
Yes, sir.
Yes, hi. My question's for Robert Duncan McNeill.
I'll get him. Hold on.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, hi.
Hi, how you doing? So, when are you going to have Will Wheaton on the show?
Will Wheaton on the show. I know, he'd be awesome. I can't believe his kind of renaissance these days. I love Will. He's a smart guy. When I did the Next Generation episode with him, we hit it off immediately and stayed in touch for a long time. He's great. He's great. I would love to get Will on the show. Yeah.
Good one.
Let me text.
I hear he's a dick.
It's not Richard, it's Will. Will.
Up here.
It's not.
Weiner Gate.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, my name is Brett. Question for either of you. Is Yvonne single and looking, maybe? Somebody...
I'll find out for you.
No, we got a,
Yeah.
I think you're talking about Timmy, right?
Yes.
Her boyfriend's name is Timmy. And
Timmy.
He's a great guy, very handsome actor. He's yet to break in, young guy. Very sweet, and we have this running joke. Because Yvonne is beautiful and fit and flexible, and she does all kinds of straight.
Flexible? She's very flexible.
Very flexible, very strong, and we have a running joke on the set.
Power.
What? Hello? Oh.
Oh, now it's working. Hi.
Right.
Yvonne, she's playing with the power.
Well, for the guys out there, basically our running gag is we hate Timmy. So we totally bond that. He goes, oh, you hate Timmy, that's so cute. Oh, Gomez.
He says she's not single, sorry. Sorry.
Gomez says hi.
Hi, Michaela.
I know Michaela. Nice. Cool event, question mark. No schmuck gets Arizona. Because it's on here.
Clever man. See, he's so funny.
Hi. My question is for Adam about Firefly. Was there anything specific or just really fun, special from shooting that series that you liked?
All of it. I think it was a really special moment in time that was captured. And I'm sorry it didn't last longer. I know a lot of people are. We were all very heartbroken when it fell apart, but it's there. It's sitting there like a jewel that we can revisit, and it holds up. It was another one of those family affairs that everyone loved each other, very much like Chuck, and it's just a pleasure to go to work. Another great crew we had, worked long hours. A guy named Alan Easton, the cameraman, he had a Panavision. Almost the whole series was handheld, and so he had a Panavision big camera Bob on his shoulder the whole time. So I mean, you may know Alan. He's
I know Alan.
Yeah, he's a bull.
Alan's, isn't Alan, isn't he a police reserves in San Juan?
Yes.
Yes, I know Alan, sorry.
He does it, yeah, he's a police reserve, so very strong guy.
Yeah, he's a good
So
guy.
that was another one of those experiences where you just admire the crew and the cast. And you just, that was the thing I was carrying forward from Full Metal Jacket is appreciate it while it's happening. And I tried to impart to them. But I remember kind of a sad story when we first had our walk through the set of the Firefly thing. Joss said, just get used to it because you're going to be here for years.
Aww.
Get familiar with this whole Serenity because it was a big stage. So that's why when we got to do the movie, we went at the biggest stage on Universal lot, and we walked through the stage again, the replica. Joss was like this dancing kid. Look at this. So I put those two moments in time together that really, I was so happy for Joss because they killed his maker. Well, I shouldn't say they. There's really no one to blame. It just happened. I think ultimately the audience determines what stays on. It's a numbers game, and there weren't enough of us watching, so that's basically what happens. There's a perfect storm of other events that fall into place, but by the way, Chuck's moving to Friday nights at 8.
Follow us. Friday nights at 8, yeah.
My question is for Mr. Baldwin. What was it like working with Nathan and Joss on Firefly? Or were they like a riot to work with?
Very much like working with Robbie and Fedak and Zach. Fun, intelligent, dedicated, always looking for the laugh, caring, good friends, loyal. Nathan was a real jokester, a prankster. He would do a lot of pranks with, especially to Alan. He and Alan got into all the time. And I only got Nathan back one time. He bought this new car. I don't know this. I've told this story before, but he bought this new car, this Tahoe that he was so proud of, and he was bragging about it. And I think someone in the transportation department put these gigantic zip ties on the drive shaft, 3 of them. So he was driving away one day, and things just clacking. And I was leaving the lot at the same time. He goes, Adam, come here. My new car. I said, what do you mean? Listen. I don't hear anything. Oh, listen. He drove. Clack. You hear that? What's that? Clack. I was like, I don't know. I finally look under and say, can you see? Wait a minute. Somebody got hit back. We never did find out who it was.
You were out of town that weekend, weren't you? You were out of town that
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a thought for season 5, since you apparently have no clue what's going to be going on.
Thank you.
Bring it.
Maybe just for an episode, maybe 2, could you guys possibly give Jester the intersect?
Scott Krinsky with the intersect in his head? That's frightening.
It's meltdown.
I would like to just see Scott Krinsky flash.
It's already flashing.
Yeah, it's constantly flashing.
It's funny.
All right. File that one.
So I know there's a lot of camaraderie amongst the cast of Firefly and everything, but if you could pick one person from Firefly that you enjoyed working with the most, who would that be? And the same for Chuck.
Troublemaker.
Only one, your favorite.
Firefly. Gosh, you can't do that. It's a family. But I would go right to the top and say, Joss. But Nathan, all of them. Morena. I think Morena's the safest answer. I'm going to go with Morena. Well, Summer was our set scapegoat, because she was the most innocent and young, completely green and nice and not at fault for anything. So whenever anything would go wrong, it would be Summer's fault. We don't really have a set scapegoat, Chuck.
The magnet.
Except maybe Vic.
Yeah, Vic.
Vic's the same. It's fault. My favorite people, Robbie is certainly our great fearless leader. He's puts in more hours than pretty much anybody in his department. Bob Field back there, Mocha Bob. He's our curmudgeonly wise man. What's great about the crew is the crew also interacts. They're paying attention to the whole storyline. They've been with us the whole time, so they're watching this. This doesn't make sense. You can't do that.
No, it's
what do you mean? What do you mean?
A lot of
They say, don't you remember in season 2, you did the exact opposite of that, so you can't do that. It doesn't make sense. Oh, right. Peter, listen, we can't do that. Bob says we can't do that. You tell Bob. So they're all great. Except Vic.
Alright, my question's for Adam. In the first few seasons of Chuck, we saw that your character really hated and loathed Morgan.
Yeah.
And in the last season, we see that your relationship kind of grew a little more with them. What was your opinion on that, and where do you see it going now that Morgan has the intersect?
Well, let me just say one thing about that. Season 5 marriage. Think about it.
I'm thinking about being the top on that one. Weiner Gate. I don't know. I love Gomez. The stuff I'm doing with him is some of the most fun I've ever worked with anybody. He's just hilarious. And it's just an odd couple.
I love the scenes where they were talking to Chuck about I can't remember everything, but anyway, they were in sync with their coffee and their cereal. So funny, brilliantly done. One of my favorite scenes of theirs together.
Small bones.
The napkin.
Those are fun. Those are really fun to do. I did The Importance of Being Earnest when I was in high school. I just played the butler, and I came in and I served tea. But I remember that was the first time that I started really being careful about working with props and making sure that Lucille Ball said, know your props. And that's one thing I try to do as best I can, is work with the prop people because that's you're acting. This is what acting is. You're actually doing stuff. And so with Gomez, that little scene was a flashback to all the stuff that I tried to do with props with Jane as well, and so it was good reliving that sort of thing. And I like working with that sort of detail. It took time to make it right, but to get it to time out perfectly. So we had to keep doing it, and then you just have to be patient. You get frustrated because you want it to be perfect when you're first starting. It's just not there yet. You need to rehearse it. And that's one of the toughest things, I think, working in television, is that you actually do have time, but everyone's cognizant that you don't have time, so you want to rush it, and rushing it can make it less than. So you consciously say, look, we just need to work this out. And I'm going to be a dick for about 20 minutes, and then we'll work through, and it'll be great.
Yeah, TV is hard. It's so hard for every department, obviously starting with the actors, because they've got to put themselves in front of the camera, and they've got to try to bring it to life and believe in it, and there's not enough time in television. You know, on Chuck, we probably have about 50 setups a day, average. Would you say, Bob? 50 setups, maybe? And the average TV show has probably about 25 setups a day. So we're doing twice as much work in a day as your average TV show. And it's tough, like Adam was saying, like when you've got a scene like that where things need time to be kind of choreographed and thought through, or it's tough. You know, Chuck's the toughest show I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding because I know how much everybody's putting into it, and it's so much fun. So, you know.
I'd like to say that you guys are great. Just both of you guys. And the question I actually have a follow-up question to it as well. Obviously, you know, with the Firefly thing, there's a lot of music going on. I mean, Baldwin had his own song. And the music on Chuck is fantastic. What do you guys like personally, music-wise?
Nice. Nice, I like that. I like
Slayer! I went to the Big Four the other couple weeks ago. Oh, dude! It was so great. My son he's a rock and roll drummer, and he loves metal, so I've sort of had a resurgence and falling in love with metal all over again. The top guys. But classic rock is really what I grew up on. Right. Yes, Baldwin Brothers and stuff like that. So, you know, I have an eclectic taste. I love jazz, I love classical. My dad loved Beethoven and Haydn and Mozart, so I have that all right. It's all right here. It's amazing that you can do that. I mean, I have a record collection left over from a breakup with an old girlfriend. I want my records back. Got my records, and they were sitting in my closet for years and years and years because I didn't want to break them out. So I figured the kids would ruin them. Finally, the kids got old enough so I could buy a record player, and they could play it. Now they enjoy my old music. But
I love vinyl too. I love listening to vinyl.
I mean, this record collection is like, just like if you bit off a teeny tiny piece of this thing. That's what it would be. So I think this is an amazing thing. Yeah. So that's my music. What's your music?
I like. I'm trying to think of ridiculous music, but
Pink. You like Pink?
I like Pink. I like Tubbies. I like Tubbies and flowers.
You like Raffy?
I like unicorns. Is that music? No, I like classic rock. I would say, you know, I've got satellite radio in my car, and I'm always jumping between like the 60s, 70s, those decade stations, if anybody has XM or whatever. I love the 70s because that's really when I discovered music. Classic rock from the 70s, Zeppelin or Loggins and Messina. I like a lot of singer-songwritery stuff, you know. But I'm really eclectic too. Like I love, you know, the bands that we find on Chuck. We get a lot of submissions of indie bands because we don't have enough money to pay for tons of big label, stars. So, what's that? A soundtrack. I know. Schwartz did the OC soundtracks with all this stuff. I don't know. We should.
Admiral Fallow.
Admiral Fallow. Yeah. Well, we anyway. I love all the bands that we find on Chuck because I love hearing new voices too. As much as I love the classic stuff, I love hearing these young singers and bands and songwriters that are coming up with a new voice and a new sound, and so that's really exciting to be able to hear some of that stuff. Cool.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
I'll bring Jeffster with you next year, please.
Jeffster performing next year. I'll work on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that guy has a great voice.
Yeah, he does. You a DJ or something?
No, I'm a musician, actually.
You have a great voice. Welcome.
Hi there, what's your name?
Tori.
Hi, Tori. Nice to meet you.
My question is, this is for Adam Baldwin. What's your favorite character on Chuck?
What's your favorite character?
Besides the character I play, you mean?
Yes.
Who do I enjoy watching the most? See, you're a troublemaker.
Yeah. Who's your favorite?
Wow. Well, I can't not say that it's Zach. I mean, I love watching Zach perform, and I love his character. He has so many. He's on camera all the time.
Never shuts up, that Chuck. Blah blah blah.
I don't have a favorite. I love Zach so much as a person, and I watch the work he does behind the camera and while the camera's not rolling, and then to see it fall into place. I mean, he's a guy that he's a very quick study. He memorizes lines like that. He's got photographic memory.
Yeah, he really does.
And we hate that about him. We admire it, but we're also jealous of it too. He's just love watching him play. And Gomez and Yvonne, and they're all beautiful and fun people to watch and be around. And so you're a troublemaker. You're a troublemaker.
Are you wearing a Belle costume?
Yes.
It's beautiful. Very pretty.
Hi.
What's your name?
Becca.
Hi, Becca.
My question was, what's your favorite fruit? This is for both of you.
Favorite fruit?
Troublemaker.
Really put us on the spot.
I love cherries. Especially Rainier cherries, the kind of yellow ones. They're so sweet and yummy. Cherries are my favorite.
I like melons. Really sweet melons. Like watermelon, cantaloupe.
I don't like bananas. That's my least favorite.
We're going to take for just
It's kind of like our show, Chuck. It's good for the kids and the adults.
We're still laughing, sir. Hold on a second.
Hi, my question is for Adam Baldwin. I'm a huge fan, by the way. It's like Firefly, everyone's been asking for like a season 2 since like 2005 or something. But here's my question. Are you up for, or do you think like Joss or the rest of the cast would be up for another follow-up to Serenity?
I think all of us are publicly said, yeah, we jumped at the chance. I just don't know that it's possible. It's getting kind of late in the game for that. And if Joss said, we got it, and let's go, let's do it during the hiatus of Castle and Chuck, then yeah, I think we'd all jump on board. I know Nathan certainly does, and the rest of them are unemployed. They don't want to
I was at Marina last year on V with her. Oh yeah, canceled. Well, Summer's on the Cape. That show is canceled. Terrible. Horrible. What else? Sorry, we digressed.
Sorry. What was your question? Yes, yes, but unlikely. In reality, in Literalville.
Thank you.
Last question, Jack Sparrow. Oh, sorry, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yes, there should be a captain there somewhere. As a captain, I could use another first mate, Adam. I've seen you sail on the Firefly. What can you say? The next adventure's for the Black Pearl.
Will there be rum?
There will always be rum. If not, at least on my breath.
As long as there's rum, Jack.
There was plenty last night.
Is that what that was?
Smooth sailing.
Hey, what's a daiquiri anyway? Is it rum?
Yes. It was a long night.
I think we actually do have time for one more, so.
Yes, made it. All right.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I actually promised myself if I got to the front, I would say this. Just one of you, Robert. Just one of anyone. I knew that would not go over well. Watch Masters of the Universe.
Wait, what was it?
Masters of the Universe?
Oh, yes, of course.
World War.
Just one of you, then.
Masters
Okay,
of the Universe, thank you. Everybody's like, that went over my head too.
My question was for Mr. McNeill.
I was not conscious during a lot of that. So. It was the 80s, come on.
Okay, so my question is for Mr. McNeill. As a producer, director with acting experience, have you ever been tempted to give yourself a part on Chuck as like a CIA agent or a Bymore employee?
There was a couple things. I was an employee of the month at some point last year. On the wall there's the employee photos. And we realized at one point that we hadn't changed the employee of the month for about 2.5 years. So we said, you know what, we've got to, every couple of weeks, we've got to put a new employee up there. And so I was one of the first to volunteer. The props took a picture of me, and I forget the name I gave myself. So technically I have appeared in Chuck.
And just as a suggestion for season 5, maybe you could do a cameo as yourself and have like Chuck and Morgan geek out over having Tom Paris in the Bymore.
We're signing. A little mini convention at the Bymore there.
So I got a text back from both Zach and Josh Gomez, and you've already heard Gomez's. Zach says, "Ha ha, awesome!" Smiley face. Hi back.
And that is all the time we have, unfortunately. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for having me.
We love Arizona too!
They will be down in the hall signing autographs for anyone who wants to meet them. And get
Are
us
you
on.
trying to get out or are you staying? Well, I will be leaving, yes. Are you going to stay for the next one, whatever the next one is? I think so. Adam. Yeah, we don't. We watched Firefly. We did too, but she has some other stuff she wanted to watch. They just go to the
battle star.
She's on the way back. She texted me and said, yeah. And then there she is, right there. What was it? Something unfoldable.
Just like a bad man, you see the guild.